Hello again YouTube, Mad Dog here. Back to the old Bergen, number 3 in the series. On the previous video I covered what I carry in the top pocket on the lid of my Bergen, the top setup. The first aid kits that I carry on the outer pocket and water containers, etc. So today I'm going to cut to the other opposite side pocket this time, which will be fire kits, tools, etc. So just quick explanation of why I pack them in this order. Like I said on a previous video, my opinion is that the items that I've shown so far, if you're setting up a camp base, are the first items out your bag, so therefore I've put them on the most accessible. So once you've taken your Bergen off, you can get your tarpaulin set up straight away, your camp base. First aid kit should always be accessible straight away to yourself or anybody else that finds you or a injury, a casualty. Hence putting that on the outside pocket so you don't have to go into the rucksack, turf everything out to gain access to that. And the same for my next kit, which is, like I say, is the fire and tool kit, which I'll just pop this bad boy out and I'll give you a quick look. So inside, try and get this in camera shot here, inside here I've got the old Wolverine wood saw. Hopefully you've seen that on previous videos. Little fold out wood saw, cheap and cheerful but very effective. I've used this quite a bit and it's holding up pretty good, so I carry one of those. Got a small sharpening stone in there for a knife, and I also carry my blade in here, which at the moment is the Hortifus, just a standard Hortifus heavy duty fixed blade there. I mean, I do swap and change these depending where I'm going and what I'm doing. I also sometimes can drop an axe down in between this pouch and the actual bag with a head sitting up here, so that's an easy add-on. And as in the previous pouch, I also carry another water flask, water canteen. So again, I carry 3 of these, at least 3, and then like I've said in the previous video, I can also attach my Camelback, 3 litre Camelback onto the back of the webbing on this, and I've got an extra 3 litres if I choose to carry that for extended trips. So moving on, I've got another kit. So inside of this is my fire kit. This is an old PLCE IIR IRR pouch. For those of you that don't know, it's a standard British Army term. PLCE is personal load carrying equipment, same as the Bergen, and IRR is infrared resistant, which basically means this material has been coated with a absorbent material which absorbs infrared light. So even with night vision type of equipment, this absorbs rather than reflecting infrared light, which makes it harder to see in the dark. But I digress there. I just thought I'd let you know what that stands for. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the fire kit into the shed, spill the guts on this, let you show you all what I actually carry in this kit. As you can see, it's very comprehensive, but what I've got is a combination of what I class as survival equipment, go to in emergency, and bushcraft equipment, which is nice to have, it's nice to practice if you've got the time and you're not in a bad situation. I keep both in here. Again, another snap light, like I've said before, in every kit, snap light, so you're not struggling in the dark. Also at the bottom here, boot polish, boot care, and a sewing kit. So again, I'll give you a proper look round in here later on, but I do recommend you carrying spare boot laces, sewing kit, and again another snap light in there, because if you are stuck out, you want to take care of your footwear, which ultimately takes care of your feet, which means you can continue. So I've just got the standard items in here of, you know, the polishing cloths, black polish, dubbing, clear polish, lacquer, and then in the side pouch here I've got a small, you know, housewife set. Just cover my name and number up there. You know, some pins, small sew kit, won't go into it too much, thimble, some cotton, some spare buttons, a zipper, a pair of small scissors and a bit more cordage. Just basic field repair equipment for your clothing and your kit. So, you know, if you tear or damage something, you can continue. So that's all I've got in that pouch. So just whilst I'm in here, I'm just going to quickly look at this small pouch at the front here, at the back rather, and show you what I've got in here, which isn't a lot. So I've got yet another canteen, another water flask, that's the third one. A bit of insulation tape for repairs, etc. And because I'm an old fogey, I've got these, which are knee supports, knee wraps. So because my knees are old and absolutely, ladies present, buggered, if I do go on any serious hikes or if I'm doing any rock scrambling, especially decline, my knees give me some right hell. So before I do so, I get my knees well strapped up with these, give me a bit of extra support, stop me having a visit to the A&E, hopefully. So I keep them, that's just a personal thing. And that's all I've got in there basically, just the small patch at the front, the back, sorry. So I'll cut to the next bit of this video, showing you the contents of this fire kit. Like again, it's quite comprehensive, but excuse me, hopefully you can see the theme here. What I choose to do is I have a fire kit, a first aid kit, I've got a cover kit, tarpaulin, and then inside I've got a cook kit, and I've got the you know, my sleeping kit. So I've got all them different kits as separate units, so I know exactly where everything is. I can go straight to it, and I think being organised is effective for when you're tired, you're fatigued, it's dark, it's cold, it's wet and rainy, and you need to be organised so that you don't have to search through everything. And when you're already fatigued, you know, it's nice just to go to everything automatically and be efficient basically. So anyways, I'll cut to the next bit of the video. Thank you all very much for watching. See you in the next part. So we're back in the shed, got the fire kit. Let's take a look what's inside of this. So let's bust this open. And as you can see, it's absolutely crammed with stuff. So I'll just randomly take stuff out. Again, another snap light. Why not have two? So first out is my go-to. This is, you could say, survival kit. Basically 3 proven good quality Bic lighters, some couple of packets of stormproof matches, and a couple of tea light tallow wax candles, not the cheap ones where you get like 500 of them in a bag for £1. You get some good quality ones. So that's my first little kit item out there, because in a survival situation, if you've got a lighter, use it. You know, don't make life hard work for yourself. So I've got all sorts of stuff in here. I've got some ranger bands, some, you know, rubber in a tube material to help fire lighting in wet conditions. Bit of char cloth in a Ziploc bag, which will come into play later on. Some of my jute twine netting, brilliant tinder. I'm not just plugging my own stuff, but it works, it's effective, and I carry it myself. So, you know, I've got some alcohol wipes, which take a spark straight away. You know, there's no, you've seen my videos on these, they're really effective, and obviously you can use them for medical reasons as well. So again, why not, you know. I've got a small, my old, you've seen this I guess on a previous video, this is my old flint and iron traditional fire lighting kit, again secured shut with a bit of a ranger band. You know what's in here. If not, go check out my other video. I've done a demonstration of me using this. The old traditional flint in there and traditional iron, again with a bit more char cloth, so that this is more bushcraft for me in my opinion, so I can actually practice fire lighting using a more traditional method. You know, when you've got time and you're just messing about around a camp, it's a lovely way to light a fire in my opinion. It's satisfying every time to do that. once you've blown your ember to a flame. Great fun, I love doing that. I've got a bag of birch tinder, all wrapped up in a zip bag. You can't have too much tinder. Some cotton balls, heavily dressed with Vaseline, because I know it's boring and everybody knows this little trick, but they're so light to carry and they're really effective, they're really reliable. So again, you know, why not? That's the cotton balls. I've got some fat wood sticks, just like splinter size, because they take a spark. You can shave them into my dust, as you know, take a spark, or light them with your lighter if you're in adverse conditions, because they'll, you know, they take a flame even when they're wet. So when you're struggling with a wet fire conditions, great addition, bit of fat wood. And again, it's, you know, it's weighs next to nothing. I've got a homemade ferrocerium rod, lanyard and striker, and a backup. I've also got a small pre-brought little Mil-Tec ferro rod and striker in there as well. Again, I keep everything in Ziploc bags purely because of the water ingress, you know, it's why not. I've got a small carton here of my magnesium turnings. Again, I've shown these on videos, go check them out if you haven't already seen them, please. Little small vial of brake fluid, and I've bagged this up and taped it up and labelled it up, and then bagged it again because I don't want any of this stuff getting out, because that obviously leads me on to the next bit of this kit, which is the potassium permanganatate, which again is duplicated in my first aid kit because it's a good antiseptic, antifungal, etc. Good for purifying water, but mix those two items together, you got fire. And again, I know I'm digressing a little bit, but for those of you who know, potassium permanganatate mixed with other substances can make, well, pyrotechnic compounds. So, and that's basically it, guys and lasses, you know. What more do you need? I mean, with this selection of stuff that I've got here, I think if you can't get a fire established and going in any conditions with what I've got here, then something's wrong somewhere. There are other methods of fire lighting that I carry in my Bergen, which I'll cover on another video. When I come to I've got a signalling, distress signalling kit. Obviously that includes some pyrotechnics like the flares that I've already shown and other devices. I'll show that in another video. The basic layout, like I've probably already repeated myself I guess, of my Bergen is first aid, fire. I've got a cook kit which is to include water purification and collection, cover which includes sleeping, etc. And then there's the tools, etc, etc, and the signal flares. There's a few different sections within it, and eventually I'll cover it all, but I'm just ripping through it because this video is already way too long, and no doubt you're all already nodding off to sleep. But they're the main items I choose to carry in my fire kit, and although it's in this quite bulky container, weight wise, not that much. And you can also make your own bow drill in a, you know, if you want to go plain. But that being said, this is go-to instant fire. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you find something in all this stuff useful. Thank you for your continued support. And until the next one, which won't be long, Mad Dog signing off. Yeah!